What's that sound? It's For Amusement Only, the EM and Bingo Pinball Podcast. Welcome back to For Amusement Only. This is Nick Baldridge. Tonight I wanted to talk about a United game, 1956's Brazil. There are no moving numbers on the back glass, and it has a single set of advancing odds. But what it does have is the ability to spot 3 different numbers on 3 different rows. So you have a total of 15 different numbers that you could spot, depending on which row is highlighted. This game also had corner scoring, so if you got a ball in each of the 4 corner numbers, you would earn the 5 in a row replays. Those are your highest numbers in the particular set of odds which is shown. Now, because this is a typical 5x5 single card bingo, your goal is to get 3, 4, or 5 in a row. Now, a common theme on the United bingos is that there are multiple spotted numbers, multiple chances, and you get extra balls. Now, this game has up to 3 extra balls, as is typical. And it's got the Pennant feature, which, when lit, allows you to hit one of the rollovers on either side of the playfield and earn your first extra ball without putting in any additional money. It also has Lite-a-name, which, when lit, if you hit the number 24, will advance 1 letter in the name Brazil. And once it reaches the top, once it hits the L in Brazil, then you'll win the replays indicated for 5 in a line, which is pretty amazing, just like on my Caravan. Now, the thing about this feature is that it carries over from game to game, so you're not expected to get all 6 letters in a single game, and nor could you. But what this means is that you're more likely to continue playing until you get that 5 in a line win for free. So I'm not sure if that was genius or a really poor idea. It certainly does keep you playing, but in the end, I think the machine pays out a lot more than it would otherwise, because you're much less likely to get 5 in a line than you are to advance the name. So in typical United fashion, you change the spotted numbers by turning the dial. Now, United had an extended time tree as well. If you've listened for a while, you've heard the Bally style of doing it. You have before 4th, before 5th, and after 5th. Well, United typically had before 4th and before 5th. That was it. And it would randomly award the before 5th. You'd always get before 4th if you got the spotted number feature. Now, on this game, they call the spotted number feature Select a Row. And they do so because it's either the top row, the middle row, or the bottom row, and you get to pick which 3 numbers are spotted in that row. It's pretty cool, and you do it just by turning the dial. Now, I'm curious as to how many numbers in a row it will spot at one time. So, for example, will it spot 3 in a row in any circumstance? Or does it always spot, say, 2 and then have a 2-number gap and then 1? I've never seen nor played one of these, so I have no idea. But what I will say is the backglass artwork is very attractive. You've got half of the artwork taken up with the bingo card, and all surrounding that is the sky. You have a seagull or 2 flying by the title of the game. And then as you go down, it's a beach scene and you have many ladies in bathing suits wandering around, and odds are printed on the back of these cabanas. And then you have a couple dancing along the boardwalk in the foreground. Now the cabinet is a beach scene, and there are multiple ladies running through the foam, and you can see a ship sailing in the background, or several ships on the sides. On the sides of the head, you have high-rise buildings with a flag on top. The playfield contains more beach scenes with more ladies hanging out on the beach. In the background, you can see the city's buildings and an airplane flying through the air. This is typical Molentin artwork, and it's very beautiful. As with almost all of the United games, hardly a bad thing to say about the artwork. Very detailed, very beautiful. So, this game has a maximum payout of 200 replays. So to put that in perspective, that's $10. So that's the payout for a 5-in-a-line hit at maximum odds. Now, you might notice that the odds on this for the maximum payout are lower than they are on many other bingos, and I believe that's because of the really powerful spotted numbers feature. The fact that it spots up to 3 numbers is pretty ridiculous because it makes it much more likely that you'll get a 5 in the line than you would otherwise. Very beautiful game. Hope to play one someday as usual. The sides of this game, instead of the typical United recessed or hidden lamps, use the more common Bally lamp shields and springs exposed on the playfield with the side springs to allow for rebound as it goes down. Well, that's all for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. My name again is Nick Baldridge. You can reach me at foramusementonlypodcast@gmail.com, or you can call me on the Bingos line. That's 724-BINGOS1, 724-246-4671. You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, via RSS, on Facebook, on Twitter at Bingo Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at Bingo Podcast, or you can listen to us on our website, which is foramusementonly.libsyn.com. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.